You have to decide what is appropriate and what is not. On my judgment, I would say this is around a professional relationship. The worst thing, frankly, that could happen as a result of these inquiries is that the police stop talking to the press. We need them for our appeals. We need them to keep the public safe. At the most senior level, I think we have an obligation to describe and tell the story of policing. I have done it. I will continue to do that. What journalists choose to write, what editorial line people choose to take, is their business and their business alone.
When you say you've done it, I mean, obviously you do interviews like this, that, you know, we would certainly see that as being part of your job, but as far as the socialising, the interacting, where do you draw the line on?
Well, as soon as I took over as the president of the association, I tried and succeeded in getting into pretty much every editorial board to have a conversation about my vision for the service, the threats and the challenges. I think editorial boards need that sort of communication so they understand the challenges we face. What is important is what you do not do is try and shape what they say. That is the business of journalism. Our business, I think, is an obligation to inform them of the challenges and the complexities of the real world in which we live and we operate.
And what about, I mean, obviously friendships grow up, you get to know journalists. I mean, do you have to set a limit about socialising, say, well, you know, you may be an old friend of mine, but I think it'd be inappropriate to go to his wedding or whatever?
Well, I think that's a really tricky personal judgment call, frankly. I mean, there's a real world in which police officers live, and they do get to know people quite well. It is important to remember, professionally, we have obligations to our service, which is not to divulge anything which is inappropriate in any way, shape or form. That doesn't mean you can't meet. You know, I do not intend to avoid journalists in the street who I've known for many, many years because of my professional job. I'm meeting the Crime Reporters Association, for example, this afternoon.
But, I mean, it can not just be journalists. I mean, Sir Paul Stevenson, you know, everyone praised his integrity and all the rest, but nonetheless he took £12,000 worth of hospitality and he's not in his job anymore.
Exactly the point. He took responsibility for the decisions he made, and he said, this happened on my watch. I accept people have questioned my judgment. I will leave. I think that's a stark reminder of responsibilities that he felt, and he felt, yes, if public confidence in me as an individual has dropped, I have to walk away, and he did it very publicly and in a very dignified way. The service has lost huge experience of Paul walking out the door. Organised crime, as it is now dealt with, was dealt with very much by Paul as chief in Lancashire. He started the approach to dealing with regional crime himself.